What's happening, guys? Welcome to the Common Sense Football Show and welcome to today's show. So, Brighton narrowly beating Manchester United yesterday in the Premier League, 1-0 victory, stoppage time penalty put away by Alexis McAllister. Luke Shaw very unlucky with the error. He had quite a good game. The game in general was about 50-50. Brighton having most of the possession, a lot of it in their own half. In the first half, Manchester United created a lot of chances on the break. The second half, they seemed to have retreated into themselves and Brighton grew into the game and took advantage of that. And they got their reward in the end with a late goal, courtesy of a penalty by Alexis McAllister smashed into the goal. So, Manchester United, I still think they're going to get top four. Spurs are too crap to capitalise on that error. So I still think Manchester United will get top four. It's not a big deal that they've lost to Brighton. They narrowly beat Brighton in the FA Cup on penalties. So the FA Cup game and this game in the Premier League look to be similar, look to be a carbon copy. Brighton are a very, very good team with top players, McAllister, Matoma, Caicedo. They have very, very good players. Welbeck up front, they got Dunk at the back. If Brighton can hold on to these players, some of them, they will sell a couple. But if they can hold on to some of these players and recruit as well as they do, there's no reason why they cannot be fighting for the top European places next season. Manchester United will get top four. I'm hearing on TalkSport and other sport media publications, some Man United fans, they don't seem happy. They're criticising the team. Manchester United will go on to have a good season. They've already bagged the trophy. They might bag the FA Cup. They are going to get in the top four. That is good for Erik ten Hag's first season in charge, especially using a lot of the players that have been so awful in previous seasons. There's no need to panic by Manchester United fans. Manchester United will get into the top four and they will strengthen next season in the transfer window, and I have no doubt they'll be up amongst it to try and get into the top four and even try and challenge for the Premier League. They have a phenomenal manager. So on Alexis McAllister, he seems to be very, very keen on a move to Anfield, to Liverpool. That would be a great alternative for Jude Bellingham and a cheaper alternative as well. The price seems to be around 50 to 70 million. Brighton will want it to be on a high echelon, so closer to 70 million for McAllister to go to Liverpool. And that'll be a fantastic signing for Liverpool. It looks like they're going to get rid of James Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Naby Keita. So those are big wages that Liverpool are going to be free of. And McAllister is a young and he's a very, very, very good box-to-box midfielder with loads of energy. He suits the Premier League. He's used to the Premier League and it suits Liverpool's style and Jurgen Klopp's high-octane football. So if that happens, that'll be a massive piece in the jigsaw for the rebuild for Liverpool. Liverpool have had a bad season, but I wasn't one of those football people that was seeing it as a disaster. This is what happens in football. There's always cycles. Liverpool have done so well. They've won every trophy available domestically. They've won the Champions League. They've won the Club World Cup. They've won the Super Cup. They've challenged City, really challenged City for, several seasons, getting narrowly beaten by City to the Premier League by like a point. So Liverpool have been fantastic. This is the end of the cycle of some parts of the team, mostly midfield. But with McAllister, it looks like they're going to start a new cycle in that midfield. Up top's fine. They have so much depth with Jota, Diaz, Núñez, Salah, Gakpo. They have so much depth in the attacking third. They will need some defensive and midfield signings. Goalkeeper Alisson, still one of the best in the business, and Jurgen Klopp is a top coach, world-class coach. Some Liverpool fans asking for him to be sacked, and some football fans are absolutely preposterous. Listen, if anyone's got credit in the bank, it's Jurgen Klopp. What he's done at Liverpool, delivering their first title for 30 years, he's been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal for the Premier League, and he's an outstanding manager and will go down as a great manager in the future. So let's keep an eye on that. Alexis McAllister to Liverpool. McAllister is keen on a move to Liverpool, and that is his preferred location. It looks like McAllister will be one of the big players that Brighton will let go. Does that mean they're going to keep holds of Caicedo? Let's see what happens in this summer's transfer window. Newcastle have been linked with Neymar and also Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's touch on Cristiano Ronaldo first. Listen, I love Cristiano Ronaldo. He's one of the greatest players of this generation and of all time. How he left Manchester United, the Piers Morgan interview and all that, it was a little bit, shit. But Cristiano Ronaldo needs to understand he's not the player he used to be. And that's what happens. Father Time catches up with all of us. He can still probably perform at a higher level than he was in the Middle East. He can probably perform at a higher level than that, hence why he wants to leave and come back to Europe. Probably be better for him to go to Porto or Sporting Lisbon, one of the Portuguese teams, Benfica. I think he started out at Sporting, so go back to his childhood team. Try and do well in the Portuguese league. They will be in Europe, so he can show he still has something to offer on a European stage with Sporting. Newcastle, they're going to be aiming high. Newcastle are going to get into the top four. They're in the Champions League and they have all the money. So they're going to be aiming high. At this stage of Newcastle's development, is Cristiano Ronaldo the sort of player they're going to need? Probably not. They have Callum Wilson and they have Isaacs. Isaac is the main man. Callum Wilson is more than sufficient cover in that department. Cristiano Ronaldo showed towards the end of his Manchester United spell, the one just gone, that he hasn't got the legs for this league anymore. He can still pop up with a goal every now and again, but Newcastle, are they going to want the drama and the press and all the eyes that come with it? No, I don't think so. Newcastle seem to be going about their business quietly, professionally, and signing players with a good mentality, with a lot of ability, and they're not signing superstars. Isaac is their most expensive player, and he's not a superstar. He probably will be a superstar, but they're not signing superstar profile players. Maybe or not that's going to change. Maybe that will change, the fact they're in the Champions League. But Eddie Howe and the Newcastle recruitment staff seem to understand the sort of players that they want, and Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't fit the mould. I think it's more likely for him to end up in Portugal at one of the big Portuguese clubs. More likely his childhood club, Sporting Lisbon. Neymar. The Neymar link, that might be a bit more realistic. Neymar still has something to offer in football, despite the fact that he seems to be always injured as of recent. But he's still a phenomenal player. He's been around a long time because, everyone knew about Neymar when he was so young because he was a superstar wonder kid. And he went on to fulfill that potential. Barcelona, winning a load of trophies, doing well at PSG, doing okay with Brazil. I think he gets unfairly criticised by fans and by sports media, but I'm a massive fan of Neymar. I think he's done fantastically well. He's had a fantastic career, and I still think he has something to offer. But will Eddie Howe want the press and the attention and the ego that comes along with Neymar? Because he has a pretty happy and humble dressing room. Will he want that harmony to be disrupted with Neymar? Listen, Neymar's a fantastic player. He will probably raise the level of Newcastle. It will remind me a little bit of when Robinho went to Manchester City. Neymar's a better player than Robinho was and achieved more than Robinho did, but it's a similar sort of signing. It would probably be Newcastle's first marquee signing, really. But I don't know. In terms of Eddie Howe and the recruitment staff, maybe not, but maybe the owners at Newcastle would want this sort of marquee signing for the commercial value it would give Newcastle and make them more of an attractive sporting, footballing team globally with the signing of Neymar. It will make people notice Newcastle that haven't noticed them yet already. More fans around the world will have their eyes on Newcastle. So from a commercial standpoint, it could make sense. And he still has something to offer on the football field. So that would be something to keep our eyes on. The Neymar signing to Newcastle. That could be tangible. That could be tangible for the reasons that I just mentioned. So the transfer window is nearing opening. It's towards the end of the season, and teams have started now to sort of engineer signings and sort of start negotiations with players that they want. As I've mentioned, Arsenal have already started negotiations with Declan Rice, and that looks to be going in the right direction. We're going to have to keep our eye on it. Mason Mount is another alternative, but according to reports, Arsenal see Rice as the superior player, as do I, and Rice is the player that they want. I want to give a big shout out to Napoli and Victor Osimhen. Napoli bagging their first Serie A title in 33 years since the great man Diego Maradona lifted it there. Victor Osimhen with the goal that secured the title for Napoli with that 1-1 draw against Udinese last night. Osimhen firing Napoli to their first Serie A title in 33 years. Fantastic. Big up to Victor Osimhen. Big up to Napoli. Now, Osimhen hasn't been the only player that has stood out. Kvaratskhelia has been phenomenal, and there's also been other Napoli players that have been phenomenal. Their captain, Di Lorenzo, he has been phenomenal this season, but Victor Osimhen has been a star man, and he is beloved by the Napoli fans. Absolute scenes yesterday in the stadium, chanting his name, absolutely phenomenal. I'm so happy for Victor Osimhen, bringing pride to our nation, Nigeria, and bringing pride to the whole of Africa. So, what's the future of Victor Osimhen? A reporter asked him yesterday after the game, what's his future going to be? But he shrugged that question off respectfully and wanted to focus on Napoli and their victory and their league title. Respectful by Victor Osimhen. But is his future going to be in Naples, or is it going to be elsewhere? He's linked to Chelsea, he's linked to Manchester United, even though I believe that Manchester United's first choice is Harry Kane. And if Chelsea get Poch, their first choice will be Harry Kane as well. So they could be in a tug-of-war transfer saga for Harry Kane, Manchester United and Chelsea. There's also rumours that Bayern Munich are keen on Victor Osimhen, and he is keen, well, maybe not keen, but he sees Bayern Munich as an attractive proposition. I've also read some publications that Real Madrid have their eye on Victor Osimhen. So there will be many suitors around Europe for this very, very talented young man's signature. I, as an Arsenal fan and a proud Nigerian, would love to see Victor Osimhen playing at the Emirates in the red and white of Arsenal. I think that would be a phenomenal signing for the Gunners, and a player of his ability, his talent, his intelligence, his goal-scoring form would help Arsenal challenge for the Premier League and also go far in the Champions League. He is without doubt one of the best strikers in the world. And I believe in a team that can give him the sort of service that Haaland gets, which Arsenal can, because Arsenal do create a lot of chances. Maybe not as much as City, but they create a lot of chances, and they will if they get better players in the attacking third. I believe that Victor Osimhen can challenge Haaland for being the best striker in the world. I believe he already is challenging Haaland for being one of the best strikers in the world, the best striker in the world. But if he moves to a team like Arsenal, I believe that those two battling it out, City and Arsenal, Haaland versus Osimhen, that would be fantastic for the Premier League and fantastic for Victor Osimhen and Arsenal. Whether or not the Arsenal hierarchy are considering it, whether or not he's on shortlist for players, whether or not striker is actually a position that they see as a priority, I do not know, but it is. The front line have shared the goals out, but you need a striker that's going to guarantee you 20 plus goals in the Premier League every season, and that would be Victor Osimhen. Not to mention Chelsea might actually see Lukaku as an option. They already have Lukaku, so Pochettino might decide to give Lukaku another chance, leaving the door wide open for Manchester United to get Harry Kane. And if Chelsea are going to give Lukaku another chance, Arsenal should try and see this as an opportunity to sign Victor Osimhen with urgency. He will cost about 130 to 150 million. Napoli are very, very hard negotiators, but he is worth the money. He is a fantastic striker. And again, I believe he can challenge Haaland to be one of the top strikers in the world, to be the best striker in the world if he goes to a team like Arsenal. That I have no doubt. So let's keep an eye on it. Please guys, comment on the topics discussed during this video. I will try my best to put out a video this weekend. Weekend gets a little bit busy with other commitments, but I'm going to try my utmost to get some content out this weekend. Alright guys, please smash the like, share and do subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon for the next one. Peace.